I think that especially in an election season, religion serves to divide people. And I think that's really bad. Culture wars issues, abortion, gay marriage are the two that come to mind immediately, make people split, right, left, conservative, progressive, and I think it's really bad. And I think the political operatives know that it splits people. It motivates the base, and that's what they want to do. And so they fan these flames and make them higher and higher and higher so that people get all in a froth and go out and vote. That's the whole idea. That's what politics is all about. But I think on the street, religion is a much gentler force, and it matters to people, the way they live their religion, the way they live their faith communities. And if we could tap or channel that part of the faith story and illuminate that, I think we would have a lot less bomb throwing in the political season. I think the important thing for both candidates is going to be whether they can motivate their base. And so for Obama, that's going to mean religious progressives, African Americans, young people. And for Romney, it's going to mean Tea Party people, evangelicals. And in both cases, the base is a little disillusioned with the candidate. And so they're going to have to work hard to sort of reconnect with those people who really are the people who, pick up the phone, do the leafleting, do the tweeting, stand out in the rain for hours at stump speeches. Those are the people, the really hardcore base that they need to reconnect with, and both of them really need to do it. I would tell both Romney and Obama to embrace their faith. I actually think that both of them have wonderful faith stories that resonate with a lot of Americans. Mormonism, and I've argued this in print, is a very American story. It's a story of pioneers and grit and hard work and industry and overcoming odds and a community helping each other in spite of really hard times. And that history really forms the basis of who Mitt Romney is. And if he could figure out how to sell that story instead of running from it, I think that he would be a much stronger candidate. Because I think that there's a way in which Mitt Romney is not being totally honest with people about who he is because he's afraid to talk about being a Mormon. So that's what I would say to Romney, is tell that story. It's a great American story. And like all religious stories, it has some unsavory aspects, but what religion doesn't? Obama's story is a story of seeking. It's a story of somebody who grew up without a formal religious background, who was looking for a home. And he found his home in the Black church in Chicago. And it really meant something to him. And like a growing number of Americans, he had no place in the religious landscape, and then he found a place. Now, obviously, the problem for him is that the place that he found turned out to be run by somebody that Americans don't like. But it's still a very sympathetic story. And both men, if you look at them, are very upright family values guys. They're married. They've been married to the same woman for their entire marriage. They have lovely kids. You can tell that they're, both of them, good family men. And they need to show how their faith, informs their family lives and makes them the people who they are. Because I think it's true in both cases, and I think that in both cases they would find a sympathetic audience.